The deeper we look into the world around us, the more we realize how little we actually know. We spend our lives charting the known, drawing lines on maps and naming the species we find. But what happens when something doesn't fit? What happens when we discover a creature that defies every category we've created? These are not myths or legends. They are documented, photographed, and studied, yet they remain outside the neat boxes of biology. These are the anomalies, the living paradoxes that force us to question the very foundations of what we believe about life on this planet. Number 5. The Dendrogramma. In 1986, off the coast of Australia, scientists discovered something truly bizarre. At first glance, they resembled small, mushroom-shaped organisms living nearly a mile beneath the ocean's surface. They were simple, with a stalk and a flattened disc, but their internal structure was unlike anything seen before. For decades, the specimens sat preserved, baffling anyone who studied them. They didn't belong to any known phylum, the broadest classification of animal life. Were they a relic from a pre-Cambrian world, a failed evolutionary experiment that somehow survived for millions of years in the deep? The initial discovery suggested a new branch on the tree of life. The mystery lingered for 30 years, a ghost in the machine of taxonomy, a creature that simply shouldn't exist. Number 4, the Atacama skeleton. In 2003, in a deserted town in Chile's Atacama Desert, a tiny, mummified skeleton was found. Only 6 inches long, it had a hardened body and a strangely elongated skull. Its skeletal structure was confounding. It had only 10 pairs of ribs, not the usual 12 for humans, and bone density that suggested it was several years old, not a fetus. For over a decade, speculation ran wild. Was it a previously unknown species of primate, a terrestrial life form of unknown origin? Genetic testing eventually confirmed it was human, but the mystery only deepened. The DNA revealed a host of severe genetic mutations related to bone development, none of which had ever been documented together. The Atacama skeleton wasn't an alien, but it was a biological puzzle so extreme that it presented a new, unnerving question. What other impossibilities are hidden within our own genetic code? Number 3. The Storrs Lake monster. In the 1930s, reports began to surface from a saltwater lake on a remote island in the Bahamas. Local fishermen spoke of a creature they called the Lusca, something with the characteristics of both a shark and an octopus. Then in the 1990s, a biologist named Rob Palmer was exploring the region's blue holes, deep underwater caves. He documented unsettling encounters with an enormous multi-limbed creature that defied easy description. It was aggressive, intelligent, and moved with a terrifying combination of speed and stealth. No specimen has ever been captured, but the consistency of eyewitness accounts from trained divers and local experts points to something real lurking in those dark, flooded passages. It doesn't fit the profile of any known cephalopod or fish. It is something else entirely, guarding the abyss. Number 2, the sky serpents. For centuries, pilots and astronomers have reported seeing them, long, undulating, biological-looking objects moving through the upper atmosphere. Known colloquially as atmospheric beasts or sky serpents, these are not planes or weather balloons. They appear translucent, sometimes seeming to ripple or change shape. In the late 1990s, video footage emerged from several sources showing these phenomena, which appear to move with deliberate, lifelike motion. Mainstream science has struggled to offer an explanation, often dismissing them as optical illusions or camera artifacts. Yet, the reports persist from credible observers. If they are living organisms, they exist in an environment we consider completely inhospitable to life, defying our understanding of biology and physics. What if the sky above us isn't empty? What if it's an ecosystem all its own? Number 1, the bloop. In 1997, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration detected a sound. It was an ultra-low frequency, high-amplitude underwater noise that originated from a remote point in the Pacific Ocean. Dubbed the bloop, the sound was unique. Its audio profile indicated it was not man-made, nor was it consistent with any known geological event like an earthquake or underwater volcano. Scientists determined that for the sound to have traveled over 3,000 miles, its source must have been, in their words, several times louder than the loudest known animal. The blue whale, the largest creature on Earth, wouldn't even come close. For years, the origin of the bloop was a profound mystery, the acoustic signature of a colossal, unknown creature lurking in the crushing dark of the abyss, while a later theory suggested it could be the sound of a massive ice quake. Many acousticians still argue the signature is more biological than geological. The official explanation feels incomplete, leaving a haunting possibility that something of unimaginable scale still swims, unseen and unheard, in the deepest parts of our world. The map of the known world is not finished. It is a sketch with vast, empty spaces we have yet to fill in. These creatures, these biological enigmas, are not just curiosities, they are messengers from those empty spaces. They remind us that for all our knowledge, for all our technology, we are still just scratching the surface. The truth doesn't disappear, it simply hides in plain sight, waiting in the depths, in the deserts, and in the skies above. Perhaps the most unsettling question isn't what these creatures are, but how many more are still out there, waiting to be found.